Fair Isabel, poor, simple Isabel, Lorenzo, a young palmer in love's eye. They could not in the self-same mansion dwell, without some stir of heart, some malady. They could not sit at meals, but feel how well it soothed each to be the other by. They could not, sure, beneath the same roof sleep, but to each other dream, and nightly weep. With every morn their love grew tenderer, with every eve deeper and tenderer still. He might not in house, field, or garden stir, but her full shape would all his seeing fill. And his continual voice was pleasanter to her than noise of trees or hidden rill. Her lute string gave an echo of his name. She spoiled her half-done broidery with the same. He knew whose gentle hand was at the latch, before the door had given her to his eyes, and from her chamber window he would catch her beauty farther than the falcon spies, and constant as her vespers he would watch, because her face was turned to the same skies, and with sick longing all the night outwear, to hear her morning step upon the stair. A whole long month of May in this sad plight made their cheeks paler by the break of June. Tomorrow will I bow to my delight, tomorrow will I ask my lady's boon. Oh, may I never see another night, Lorenzo, if thy lips breathe not love's tune. So spake they to their pillows, but alas, honeyless days and days did he let pass, until sweet Isabella's untouched cheek fell sick with the rose's just domain, fell thin as a young mother's who doth seek by every lull to cool her infant's pain. How ill she is, said he, I may not speak, and yet I will, and tell my love all plain. If looks speak, love laws, I will drink her tears, and at the least will startle off her cares. So said he one fair morning, and all day his heart beat awfully against his side, and to his heart he inwardly did pray for powers to speak, but still the ruddy tide stifled his voice and pulsed resolve away, fevered his high conceit of such a bride, yet brought him to the meekness of a child. Alas, when passion is both meek and wild. So once more he had waked and anguished, a dreary night of love and misery. If Isabel's quick eye had not been wed to every symbol on his forehead high, she saw it waxing very pale and dead, and straight all flushed, so lisped tenderly, Lorenzo. Here she ceased her timid quest, but in her tone and look he read the rest. Oh, Isabella, I can half perceive that I may speak my grief into thine ear. If thou didst ever anything believe, believe how I love thee, believe how near my soul is to its doom. I would not grieve, thy hand by unwelcome pressing, would not fear, thine eyes by gazing, but I cannot live another night, and not my passion strive. Love, thou art leading me from wintry cold, lady, thou leadest me to summer clime, and I must taste the blossoms that unfold in its ripe warmth this gracious morning time. So said, his erewhile timid lips grew bold, and posied with hers in dewy rhyme. Great bliss was with them, and great happiness grew like a lusty flower in June's caress. Parting they seemed to tread upon the air, twin roses by the zephyr blown apart, only to meet again more close, and share the inward fragrance of each other's heart. She, to her chamber gone, a ditty fair, sang of delicious love and honeyed dart. He with light steps went up a western hill, and bade the sun farewell, and joyed his fill. All closed they meet again, before the dusk had taken from the stars its pleasant veil. All close they met, all eyes before the dusk had taken from the stars its pleasant veil. Close in a bower of hyacinth and musk, unknown of any, free from whispering tale. Ah, better had it been for ever so, than idle ears should pleasure in their woe. Were they unhappy then? It cannot be. Too many tears for lovers have been shed. Too many sighs give we to let them in fee. Too much of pity after they are dead. Too many doleful stories do we see, whose matter in bright gold would best be read. Except in such a page where Theus' spouse over the pathless waves toward him bows. But for the general award of love, the little sweet doth kill much bitterness. Though Dido is silent under grove, and Isabella was a great distress, though young Lorenzo in warm Indian clove was not embalmed, this truth is not the less. Even bees, the little almsmen of spring bowers, know there is richest juice in poison flowers. With her 2 brothers this fair lady dwelt, enriched from ancestral merchandise, and for them many a weary hand did swell in torch mines and noisy factories, and many once proud quivered loins did melt in blood from stinging whip with hollow eyes. Many all day in dazzling river stood to take the rich old driftings from the flood. For them the Ceylon diver held his breath and went all naked to the hungry shark. For them his ears gushed blood, for them in death the seal on the cold ice with piteous bark lay full of darts, for them alone did seethe 1,000 men in troubles wide and dark. Half ignorant they turned an easy wheel that set sharp racks at work to pinch and peel. Why were they proud? Because their marble founts gushed with more pride than do a wretch's tears. Why were they proud? Because fair orange mounts were of more softer scent than Lazar stairs. Why were they proud? Because red-lined accounts were richer than the songs of Grecian years. Why were they proud? Again we ask aloud. Why in the name of glory were they proud? Yet these were Florentines as self-retired, in hungry pride and gainful cowardice, as 2 close Hebrews in that land inspired, paled in and vineyarded from beggar spies, the hawk of shipmast forests, the untired, and panniered mules for ducats and old lies. Quick cat's paws on the generous stray away, great wits in Spanish, Tuscan, and Malay. How was it these same leisuremen could spy fair Isabella in her downy nest? How could they find out in Lorenzo's eye, astraying from his toil, hot Egypt's pest? Into their vision covetous and sly, how could these moneybags see east and west? Yet so they did, and every dealer fair must see behind as doth the hunted hare. O eloquent and famed Boccaccio, of thee we now should ask forgiving boon, and of thy spicy myrtles as they blow, and of thy roses amorous of the moon, and of thy lilies that to paler grow. Now they can no more hear thy gitten's tune, for venturing syllables that ill besteem the quiet glooms of such a piteous theme. Grand thou a pardon here, and then the tale shall move on soberly as it is meet. There is no other crime, no mad assail, to make old prose and modern rhyme more sweet. But it is done, succeed the verse or fail, to honour thee and thy gone spirit greet, to stead thee as in verse an English tongue, an echo of thee in the north wind sung. These brethren having found by many signs what love Lorenzo for their sister had, and how she loved him too, each unconfines his bitter thoughts to other, well, nigh mad, that he, the servant of their trade designs, should in their sister's love be blithe and glad, when 'twas their plan to coax her by degrees to some high noble and his olive tree. And many a jealous conference had they, and many times they bit their lips alone, before they fixed upon a surest way to make the youngster for his crime atone. And at last these men of cruel clay cut mercy with a sharp knife to the bone, for they resolved in some forest dim to kill Lorenzo and there bury him. So on a pleasant morning, as he leant into the sunrise over the balustrade of the garden terrace towards him bent their footing through the dews, and to him said, "You seem there in the quiet of content, Lorenzo, and we are most loth to invade calm speculation, but if you are wise, bestride your steed while cold is in the skies. Today we purpose, this hour we mount, to spur 3 leagues towards the Apennine. Come down, we pray thee, ere the hot sun count his dewy rosary on the eglantine." Lorenzo, courteously, as he was wont, bowed a fair greeting to the serpent's wine, and went in haste to get in readiness, with belt and spur, and bracing huntsman's dress. And as he to the courtyard passed along, each third step did he pause, and listened oft, if he could hear his lady's matin song, or the light whispers of her footsteps soft. And as he thus over his passion hung, he heard a laugh full musical aloft, when looking up he saw her features bright smile through an indoor lattice all delight. "Love, Isabel," said he, "I was in pain, lest I should miss to bid thee a good morrow. Ah, what if I should lose thee, when so fain I am to stifle all the heavy sorrow of a poor 3 hours' absence? But we'll gain, out of the amorous dark, what day doth borrow. Goodbye, I'll soon be back." "Goodbye," said she, and as she went, she chanted merrily. Isabella, or the Pot of Basil, Part 1, by John Keats.